All right, we are officially live here for the technology test edition of the Wise Owls Pub Quiz Pandemic Edition. I am your host, Paige, from the Lethbridge Public Library, here at the Owl Acoustic Lounge in lovely Lethbridge, Alberta, standing outdoors on 3rd Avenue in front of, my buddy, the owl over here. And we're trying something new. We're seeing how this goes. It is a test, so we will be doing this through the fall, September, October, November, December, through the fall season. It may look a little bit different. Hopefully I won't be outside, in November, because that would be sad. That would be wrong and painful, and my ears would probably fall off, and my mask would fall off, and it's just generally all downhill from there. So for those of you who have never attended a Wise Owls Pub Quiz before, it's a little chaotic. There are some shenanigans, and this new version is not going to look entirely like the old version. So to make sure that people can play either here from the Owl Acoustic Lounge, either patio or indoors, and to make sure that people can play from home, if that is where they so choose to be, whether, again, on their patio or indoors, we are broadcasting here on YouTube. We are live. I'm waving because Steve's taking a photo. Now I'm throwing some thumbs up. I could give myself moose antlers. It does look like I have, angel wings on my head, which is kind of fun. It's kind of delightful with the owl standing here behind me. So for those of you who are at home, you can still play. What you need to do is go into the video description, and there should be 3 hyperlinks at the very, very bottom. You're going to have to probably hit a read more link or something like that. That is going to get you to the Google form wherein you will input your answers. If I was smart, I would put that into the chat right now. However, I don't have access to the hyperlinks right now because of the way that they set up for the broadcast is. So if one of my lovely patio friends who I'm looking at right now would go into the video description and see if there is a bit.ly link in there and toss that into the chat, I would be eternally grateful. Or somebody on the inside of the bar, perhaps, who has access to such a thing. Again, this is a test. I'm going to remind you all of that. We're figuring out the bumps as we go. So bear with. All right. You may also notice a bit of the wind. Here on 3rd Avenue. But again, it's Lethbridge. That's just, kind of how things go. Excellent. All right. So I'm getting a shake of the head.
No, it's fine.
Does it show?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. So yes, in the video description, there should be 3 links to bit.ly things. Can I borrow your phone as a visual aid? If you go back one page to the thing, I'm going to give you guys a visual aid as to what this looks like in the video description link.
I don't know how to go back to chat.
Okay, all right. When I laugh, I fog up my glasses. That might be a problem. All right, so down here under the video, there are 3 hyperlinks. They're there. They do link. The first one links to the second links to the third. However, if for whatever reason you lose track of said things, they're all there on the video for you. Excellent. So yes, the way this is going to work tonight, like I said, is going to be a little bit different than it has worked in the past. So rather than paper forms, we have a Google form. Rather than all being here at the Owl Acoustic Lounge, some of us are here at the Owl Acoustic Lounge. Some of us are on, our couches at home, or perhaps in a hammock in the backyard, or wherever one might have Wi-Fi in order to tune in to this live stream. There will be 3 rounds of questions. Each question has its own submission Google form. Each of the forms has a spot at the top for your team name. What those forms do is dump your answers into a spreadsheet, fogging up again, dump your answers into a spreadsheet, which I will mark in the interim between rounds. All things, going according to plan. And that is how you will get points. There is no big prize tonight, except for, some of this. You can, give yourself a good old pat on the back. And next in the chat, excellent. Other weeks, there is always trivia at the Lethbridge Public Library's Instagram feed, except for tonight when we're over here on YouTube instead. So next week, a couple of weeks after that, over on Instagram Live, we do mini trivia, which is even less formal than this, and a little bit more chaotic and a lot of sass in the comments. I welcome your sass, good-natured at least. And we will see how this goes tonight. I'm just kind of doing a little bit of patter to start here because I want to make sure that everybody who wants to tune in can tune in. Our official start time was 8 o'clock, but we'll probably get started with questions in about 4 minutes or so at 10 past the hour. Yeah, so in the meantime, like I said, back to that bottom descriptor section of the video. Make sure you get that form up, and in a couple of minutes, we'll go through some official trivia rules and get started on round one of questions. Excellent. I have my lovely assistant, of course, is here and in the chat because he's awesome, taking care of the chat for me. Steve, the lovely, owl dude in the hat, is here. We won't be doing musical rounds because we don't want to get caught out by the YouTube copyright bots. However, Steve, our musical and technology dude, is here. He'll probably wander by at some point and wave from over there or from over here. He's waving from over there, but you video people can't see that because all you can see is kind of this wide right here. So he's hiding from you. Apparently Steve likes the people on the patio more than he likes people in YouTube land. I'm sorry, YouTube people. There are dogs here as well. Yes, this is a bonus. I'm super excited. Because normally at trivia, I don't know, those who have been at the Wise Owls pub quiz before, not usually any dogs. So, I mean, that's a silver lining to this whole situation. Yeah, very exciting. All right, I'll be back in about 2 minutes with actual questions, and I'll see you all then. I'm gonna go soak my glasses.
Hey, you're fine. Okay, right?
Oh, yeah.
I have had it happen once with Instagram. Bruce Springsteen. Well, Bruce Springsteen on Instagram. Hello. Shut down. Try and yield soap trick.
Wow. Yeah, I can. This we could do.
All right, I'm back. I'm back, but my big volume isn't. But in a moment, I believe Steve will be here to turn up the big speaker volume, and then we'll get going for questions.
Slight YouTube delay.
Okay, good to know. All right, so we have a slight YouTube delay, it would appear, but not too bad. It should be fair for all of you. I know that has been one of the complaints with the Instagram broadcast, is that, yes, it's a little uneven, let us say, mask elastic moment. Yeah, the Instagram's a little uneven, I know, based on the speed of your home Wi-Fi. Questions just about Blue down 3rd Avenue there. It's fine. All right, so we are here on YouTube again. Sorry, these are gonna drive me bananas, but it's okay. You know, inspiring, hopefully, the youngsters to wear the masks. Who knows? Okay, we are going to get going with some questions, and I do like how I look like I have, you know, like head wings happening here. It's kind of fun. So yes, again, live from the Owl Acoustic Lounge. I can do this properly. Live from the Owl Acoustic Lounge with the Lethbridge Public Library. I am your host, Paige, here for the evening. Do you need help logging on?
I do. I don't know where to go.
Oh, I will tell you. So, for those of you here at the bar who have not logged in, it is the Lethbridge Public Library's YouTube account. So, do a search for LethLib or do a search for Lethbridge Public Library in YouTube if you're here at the Owl Acoustic Lounge, and you will get the live broadcast link for those of you here on the patio. For the ones inside, sadly, I can't show you folks this, but maybe if you all, you know, think deeply and hope greatly, Steve will put up a picture of what the indoor broadcast looks like from the inside of the Owl Acoustic Lounge. Spoiler, it's this video and my face huge on a screen on the stage, which is kind of terrifying. But awesome, it's also awesome. All right, so I'm going to try to ignore the fact that my ears are, you know, kind of wonky. It's that or my glasses fall off. So, you know, lesser of two evils, I guess. Seeing is better than sticky out ears. Who knows? All right, welcome officially again to the Owl Acoustic Lounge / your living room and the Wise Owls Pub Quiz here with me, Paige, the Teambrarian and Quizmaster of the Lethbridge Public Library. I'm very glad that you have all joined us either here at the pub, on the patio, or from your homes via the YouTube. And this is a bit of a test. We're testing the technology to see how it's going to roll and see if we can do this throughout the fall, once a month, September, October, November, December. So a few, not so much ground rules this time as suggestions, requests, and please to not be the lamos. Rule number 1, this is important, 4 people to a team. Our table limit here at the Owl Acoustic Lounge is 4, and thus the limit of people on a team tonight and into the future for the Wise Owls Pub Quiz is 4 people. So, if you're hanging out with more than that, you know, in your bubble, at home or whatever, I don't know, send one to the store for Slurpees and then don't let them back in once they come back. For those of you playing at home, if you want to play with more people that do not live in your household or are not currently hanging out in your household, I'm fine with you using whatever platform you want for communication. You can text with them, you can video chat with them, you can, you know, old school group phone call them, whatever. The main thing is, don't look up the answers. Don't be a lame-o. Because that's just not cool. That's just not cool. It's supposed to be a challenge of the mind. Thus, you can only use your mind and the mind of the 3 other people on your team to make 4. All right? Excellent. Okay, so 4 people to a team. Don't be lame and look up the answers. Communicate with your team people how you wish. I mean, my standard rule 4 is the person on stage is always right. Doubly so now because I'm on a stage outside. I have owl wings coming out of my head, which makes me look super official. And I control the broadcast. So, I'm definitely completely, probably 99% correct. I think that's how that goes. Okay, for answering, there is, like I said, a link in the video description to a Google form. You're gonna click on the one that says round 1 or something of that ilk. I believe it is green. You should be looking at a greenish form. And there's a spot there for your team name, which is required. You must have a team name, even if, you're playing by yourself, your name is Bob, your team name can be, Bob. I'm cool with that. I mean, maybe think of something more creative. That's more fun. Who are you guys? Shout out to the Quizzly Bears on the patio. They shout at me, I shout back at them. It's all part of the experience. All right. And again, hopefully my paper is not going to blow away. It is a risk because, again, I'm out here on 3rd Avenue at the Acoustic Lounge here in Lethbridge. All right. So Google form, you're going to put your answers in the same as you would at a normal Wise Owls pub quiz, except there you're writing on paper. Here there will be short answer fields for all of your answers, and that is how we'll roll with that. All right. If you have any questions throughout, throw them in the live chat. I will try to keep an eye on that. For example, where did I get my mask? I made this one, which is this one actually. I make a couple different versions. This one, I did not put a pipe cleaner in the nose, much to my irritation this evening, as you can tell from the constant yoinking and adjusting, because definite hot tip to any of you with the spectacles, you need the pipe cleaner or something therein. Yeah. The fabric, though, I will give a shout out to Mo Willems, author of Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus, who also designed this fabric. It is official licensed Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus fabric, which is very enjoyable, and I thought kind of matches the whole owl theme. Okay, I think it seems like people are ready. I think I've pattered for long enough that folks are probably here and ready to join. So let us actually get to some questions. So again, welcome to the August 20th randomosity on the street version of the Wise Owls pub quiz. Question round number 1. All right, first round, per always, is around about the month in which we find ourselves. We're in August. I know, already or finally, depending on how you feel about the passage of time. August 2020 trivia round. August question number 1. Today is World Mosquito Day. Again, feel about that how you wish. Probably we all feel pretty crappy about mosquitoes. However, here's the question. The word mosquito has its origins in Spanish. What does the word mosquito mean? All right, so again, August 20th is World Mosquito Day. The word mosquito has its origins in the Spanish language. What does it mean? So to catch you up to speed, you're going to write your answer in the slot on the form that says August 1. That was August question number 1. All right, August question number 2. Actor Sylvester McCoy celebrates his birthday today. Which sweater-vested doctor did he play on Doctor Who? The actor Sylvester McCoy celebrates his birthday today. The wobbliness is because the music stand is blowing in the wind. Sylvester McCoy celebrates his birthday today. Which sweater-vested doctor did he play on Doctor Who? Hint, I'm looking for a number. Not your, thoughts on favorites or anything like that. it's very different not to have, the usual bar crowd noise going on in the distance, because that's kind of how I judge when I read the next question. Once the volume starts to come up, it means people are talking about other things, so then I bring it back down by asking another question. All right, question number 3 for the month of August. David Walliams also celebrates his birthday today. Shout out to David Walliams. Apart from being a hilarious children's book author, he co-created the show Little Britain. Who is his co-star and co-creator of Little Britain? David Walliams is celebrating his birthday today. He is a hilarious children's book author. I especially recommend Gangsta Granny, about a grandmother who loves banks and the like. He is also the co-creator of the show Little Britain. With who else? Who is his co-star and co-creator on the show Little Britain? I don't know if they can hear me, but shout out to the window washers at the building next door. They're doing a very impressive job. I think the wind's blowing the wrong way. They probably can't hear me, but it is very cool to watch them. All right, question number 4 in the month of August category. It's a short one. What is the official flower for the month of August? Every month has an official-ish flower. What is the official flower for the month of August? With the hint that it is also the official flower for the city of Lethbridge. Yes, Lethbridge has an official flower. It's also the official month flower for August. What is that flower? See if there's any, flower enthusiasts or horticulturalist types in the audience this evening. Ooh, somebody just ordered a poutine with a fried egg on top, and it looks really good. All right, number 5 in the month of August. So we have some birthdays. We had World Mosquito Day, and yesterday, however, was National Potato Day. National Potato Day. In which country was the humble potato first cultivated? One of the patio teams knows it. Excellent. All right, yesterday, August 19th, was National Potato Day. In which country was the humble potato first cultivated?
Damn it.
All right, so normally at this point in the indoor version of the Wise Owls Pub Quiz, there we go, here at the Owl Acoustic Lounge, I ask if anybody needs, windy, I ask if anybody needs any repeats. So here what I will do is if you're on the patio, flail, the number with your hand, 1, 2, 3, etc., up in the air. If you are elsewhere, toss it into the chat. I say like August 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if you need a repeat, and I will quickly repeat a question and maybe try to block some wind. Maybe like that, or the wind just stopped. Who knows? Any question repeats for August? Are we good? We're good for the round of August. All right. So that was round 1, which was round 1 of section 1, which was August. Now, shout out to my little buddy behind me here. We're going to do a round on owls. We're going to do some owl questions. See what you know about these, big birds. Owl question number 1. According to Pliny the Elder, writing in 77 Palmyra, were owls generally considered to be good omens or bad omens? According to Pliny the Elder, were owls a good thing or a bad thing? It's a 50-50 question, folks.
you know who that is? That said it?
He's an old Greek philosopher.
Okay.
Yes. Writing in 77 Common Era, 77 CE. So, yes. Old school Greek dude. According to him and the people with which he hung out, were owls a good omen or a bad omen? Good or bad? All right. Owl question number 2. What is the collective noun for a group of owls? What is the collective noun or the group name for a bunch of owls? I feel like I'm being attacked by the owl behind me. It's coming closer. Mm-hmm. One of the fun parts of doing trivia outside is you get all sorts of, extraneous noises. Okay, owl question number 3. What is the name of Merlin's pet owl in the animated film The Sword in the Stone? Pop culture owl question. We'll wait for Monsieur the motorcycle to move onwards. What is the name of Merlin's pet owl in the animated film The Sword and the Stone? Name that owl. All right, on to question 4 in the owl section. Owl question number 4 is, all owls lay eggs, we know this, and all of those eggs, however, are all the same color. What color are owl eggs? So all owls lay eggs, and all of those owl eggs are exactly the same color. What color are those owl eggs? Excellent. Owl question number 5. Which popular language learning app has a chipper little owl as its mascot? Which popular language learning app has a peppy, chipper little owl as its official mascot? I tried soaping the glasses. They're still fogging up. Such is life. Such is life. All right. So we've made it through the owl question category. At this point, I should remind you, and I should have done this earlier, you can order food and beverages from the Owl Acoustic Lounge for pickup, for delivery. They are super duper good. My personal favorite, again, is the buttermilk chicken. You cannot go wrong with that sandwich. But they do have a lot of other tasty things, which, if you haven't tried them, definitely try them out. I'm about to lose that strap. All right. Okay, on to the last section of the first section, the last round of the first section. Sure, let's go with that. This is a special pandemic-sponsored food round in that we've all been probably eating and cooking some interesting things over the last few months. There are definite trends happening in the food world, and especially the home food world, since this past March. So, COVID/pandemic trend, food trend category. All right, food question number 1. It would appear that everybody has adopted the hot new pet during COVID times, which is, of course, a sourdough starter. What is this goop known as in French bakeries? What is the name of a sourdough starter in French? Lovely little French baking technical term, sourdough starter. What do you call it? Also, you know, if you're baking sourdough and would like to let us know in the comments, you can totally do that. I'm curious. I'm curious how many of you have, how many patio people have jumped on the sourdough bandwagon?
I eat it.
Not a one. Not a one is making it. A few of us are eating it. Excellent. Excellent. I do not have the time or responsibility leanings in my life for a sourdough starter. It's even sourdough starter, too much responsibility for me. All right, question number 2. Another important pandemic staple, of course, is dried beans. Everybody's buying up the dried beans. The classic Southern American dish, Hoppin' John, is made with what type of legume? If you're making Hoppin' John, what is the type of dried bean that you will need? Wind wobble happening there. All right, foodie question number 3. An Instagram sensation, whipped coffee is made by whipping together instant coffee, sugar, and hot water till it's all frothy and wonderful. Then scooping the frothy mixture on top of hot or cold milk. What is the sort of official or other name for whipped coffee made in this manner? So it's a very fancy coffee drink that is showing up on, you know, all the coffee nerds' Instagrams and whatnot. It's made by whipping together instant coffee, sugar, and hot water until they're kind of frothy. Almost one might say like a Wendy's Frosty sort of level. And then you put that on top of your milk, be it hot or cold. What is the name for that type of whipped coffee drink? All right, foodie question number 4. Banana bread, of course, was another big baking trend during the past few months. So everybody's been making banana bread, but there are other banana desserts. Another important banana dessert features bananas, ice cream, dark rum, and most importantly, fire. What is the dessert called where you take bananas, ice cream, dark rum, and fire and put them together, often right at the table side? The fancy dessert with bananas, ice cream, dark rum, and flamey. What is that called? Blocks of wind here. Might be less cause it is after all, Lethbridge. All right, food question number 5. Social media has inspired many bakers to get artistic with their creations. One popular canvas for topping art is a flat, oven-baked Italian bread made with lots and lots of olive oil. What is that flat, tasty bread called? People are decorating it with like cherry tomato flowers and lots of herbs to make pretty little garden scenes. But what is the flat oven-baked Italian bread made with a ton of olive oil actually called? Yes. Yep. All right, so if you would like a repeat for a food question, again on the patio, raise your hand. On the video, throw out a number between 1 and 5. Numbers 1 and 2, we have a request for. Okay, food question number 1. What is a sourdough starter called in French? Number 2, the classic Southern U.S. dish, Hoppin' John, is made with what type of legume? Hoppin' John uses what type of dried bean? All right, so I'm going to give you folks about a minute or so to hit that submit button on the bottom of the form. And then I'm going to go look at a spreadsheet and hope for the best and mark your answers. So enjoy the visual of my friend the owl, as well as the sounds of 3rd Avenue here in Lethbridge, such as the motorcycles that just went by. Enjoy that for a moment. I gotta go do some marking, and when I'm back, we'll do round 2. It is trivia. Steve just told me and I've forgotten already. Oh, never mind. I remember what it is.
Yeah.
On an ongoing basis.
I'm just trying to use the dogs as an excuse. Are you sad? Or is he saying right here?
They're like, I what part of that? You gotta talk in like a we're meeting Mark, wait. It's off. Okay. We're gonna watch oh, wait.
Both good, or?
I want to see when Brandy says, I have a well, I think that's why Lisa got offended. And that's why. Oh, she said it's sorry. I want to, like, if you can see your hair, our hair. I want to say this. You used to say hi to you. This is okay. I'm gonna point at Brandon on you, right here. Yeah, it's funny because Brandon, he like had this one piece of like sticking it was like sticking out the back of his hair. And I'm like, he's like, who's she? But then I'm like looking around the shop there for
Yo. I'm still doing that. So yeah, no, it's okay.
What a bit. I should share it and be like, what a bit. Hi, Austin. You see me? Oh, yeah. Coming. I can see you're there. I was getting jealous. I thought that was pretty good in that lighting as we were talking. Take a selfie. I didn't say that. He told me, he's like, oh, you know, my friend Eric, I taught him. And I go, oh, he's a fire scientist. Now he's not enough. He's like, he's not enough. I'm like, no, not enough. It's on the side of us. Like it's insane. It's actually a problem. He's showing people songs and not in.
All right, we're back here with the Wise Owls pub quiz at the Owl Acoustic Lounge. I took this off for Marquis, have to readjust. All right. Like I said, we're back here for round 2 of the Owl Acoustic pub quiz. Or sorry, the Wise Owls pub quiz at the Owl Acoustic Lounge. It's been 7 months since I've done this. I'm a little futzy. All right. I've run some scores off of the spreadsheet of the answers which you submitted. Not bad, folks. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. So I'll give you the top. Actually, I'll read all of your scores because that's how I usually do it, isn't it? All right. So starting at the bottom, moving up. And I did shorthand for your names, actually, so this we'll see how this works. See if I can remember your names off the top of my head after only reading them 2 minutes ago. With 3 points, we have Everyday Wee Muglin. 4 points to both the Barley Mowats and I just put them down as no, I think it's no nothing. You're wrong. Let me bring up a spreadsheet. That'll help. Just a sec. I preemptively closed the spreadsheet. It was a mistake. I got to bring it back. Now I have to log into the computer again. I'll be back. Okay, here we go. See if I can read at a distance. Yeah, so 4 points to Barley Moats and no nothing. 5 points to the Cunning Stunts. 6 points to the Window Washers Next Door. 7 to a whole bunch of y'all. 7 to 1 is the loneliest number. The Dogs. You're a wizard, Harry. Had to figure out my own shorthand there. And then in tied for top marks with 8 each, we have the Quizzly Bears, Nerds of a Feather, and Better to Quiz Than to Receive. However, that was only round 1. So we will see what all happens after round 2. All right, so for round 2, what you need to do is hopefully you've clicked on the link that popped up after you finished the first thing that said click here for round 2. If you didn't, no worries, no problems. At the bottom of the information for the video, there are 3 hyperlinks. This time you're going to want the second one. The one for round 2 is going to bring you to a form. I believe I made this one orange. Is it orange? Somebody confirm to me. Is it an orange-ish sort of form? Okay, it is an orange-ish sort of form. So if you're on the orange one that says it's for round 2, then you are ready for round 2. Are you ready for round 2? Yeah! All right, the few folks in the patio are ready for round 2. I'm gonna just, roll with you. Digital distance virtual folks, and just assume that you're ready as well. All right, round 1 of section 2. Readjust. Round 1 of section 2. Famous movie quotes. I'm going to read you guys a famous movie quote. You're going to tell me what movie it's from. So the answer for all of these is going to be a title of a movie. Famous movie quote number 1. There's no crying in baseball. There's no crying in baseball. Movie quote number 2. What we've got here is a failure to communicate. I'm not trying to imitate the movies. I'm just reading the words. What we've got here is a failure to communicate. Movie quote number 2. The hint is it's from a movie.
Failure to communicate.
All right, movie quote number 3. Of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine. Of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine.
You know that.
All right, movie quote number 4. I feel the need for speed. I feel the need for speed. 4. And our final movie quote, Carpe diem, seize the day, boys, make your lives extraordinary. Question number 5, Carpe diem, seize the day, boys, make your lives extraordinary. All right, do we need any repeats for the movie quotes category? What do you want to hear again? Tell me in the live chat on the YouTube video, or if you're on the patio, throw up, 1 through 5. They were short ones. Sometimes I do like whole big chunks of movies. We're good? I think we're good. For those of you who come to the normal Wise Owls pub quiz, usually we do musical rounds. However, because of YouTube and copyright and not wanting to get the video flagged, there will sadly be no musical round this evening. So movie quotes instead. It's kind of an alternate. All right, from movie quotes, we go to constellations and space and stars, which we've had some good clear skies the last little while. There's been some pretty good star sighting weather here in Lethbridge. A bit windy, trying to block. All right, so, once the noisy car goes by, we'll go on to the stars category. Did I call it stars? Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Yes, the second one is called stars. So stars question. Oh, you want the second movie question repeated? Oh, somebody did. Oh, sorry. Okay, yes. Sorry, I didn't see that. Second movie quote from the previous chunk was number 2. What we've got here is a failure to communicate. I don't think my windshield is working very well. Maybe it's making it worse. Who knows? Okay, from there we go on to stars and space, celestial bodies. Stars question number 1. The constellation Ursa Minor is notable as the location of the North Celestial Pole and contains which notable star? The constellation Ursa Minor is notable as the location of the North Celestial Pole and contains which notable star? Which big important star is found in Ursa Minor? Stars question number 2. The brightest star in the constellation Canis Major is also the brightest star in our night sky. What is its name? So what is the name of the brightest star in the constellation Canis Major, which is also the brightest star in our night sky? What is our very brightest star in the night sky? Stars number 3. Oh, this is number 3. That was number 2. All right, number 3. Both the constellations Canis Major and Canis Minor are usually represented as following this other constellation, like faithful pets. So there's a lot of storytelling that goes along with constellations. Canis Major and Canis Minor are usually represented as following which other constellation, kind of like faithful pets? Stars number 4. The 5 major stars of the constellation Cassiopeia, named for the mother of Andromeda, are said to form these letter shapes. depending on how you look at them. So there are two correct answers, or two answers I will accept for this one. The 5 major stars of the constellation Cassiopeia are said to form what 2-letter shapes, depending on how you look at them? And you only need one of the two for a point. There's a bug on the screen. We may have lost a bit of connectivity, but I think we are back. It's also getting darker, so that might affect video quality a little bit. But it's a very nice atmosphere out here. We have some, nice patio lights up top. We have some nice, sunset happening to the west. It's very nice. Okay. All right. Stars number 5. The constellation Taurus contains this other grouping of stars that has associated myths in many cultures. A more modern namesake of the constellation, the other grouping of stars in the constellation Taurus, is a group of academic institutions in the United States. So number 5, there's a grouping of stars within the constellation Taurus. Ooh, windy. I'll wait till the wind dies down a little, we'll see. All right. The constellation Taurus contains another grouping of stars. That other grouping has associated myths in many cultures, and a more modern namesake is a group of academic institutions in the United States. And I'm going to go back through and do stars 1 through 4 again, because I think we had some connection issues, to be expected when one's broadcasting from the street. All right, constellation/stars question number 1. The constellation Ursa Minor is notable as the location of the North Celestial Pole and contains this notable star. Stars number 2. The brightest star in the constellation Canis Major is also the brightest star in our night sky. What is its name? Number 3. Both the constellations Canis Major and Canis Minor are usually represented as following this other constellation, like faithful pets. What is that other constellation? That sounds like a hurricane out here. It's not actually that windy, especially not for Lethbridge. And stars question number 5. The 5 major stars of the constellation Cassiopeia, named for the mother of Andromeda, are said to form these letter shapes, depending on how you look at them. So 2 possible answers, you only need one of them.
We get double points for both?
No, if you get both, you just, give yourself 2 back pats in self-congratulation. All right. Number 2. All right, repeat of number, windy paper going away. Number 2, again, the brightest star in the constellation Canis Major is also the brightest star in our night sky. What is that star called? All right, and any other star repeats? Number 3. Both the constellations Canis Major and Canis Minor are usually represented as following this other constellation, like faithful pets. What is that other constellation? Oh, there's a lull in the wind. It's always pleasant. And a little suspicious when there's a lull in the wind. I don't think I trust it. All right, if there are no other requests for repeats, I'm just kind of watching the chat for a moment. If there are no other requests for repeats, we're going to go on to the final chunk of section 2. All right, I think we are good. I think we're good. All right, so question section number 3 of section 2 of questions, just to complicate matters. Today was National Mosquito Day. It's also National Radio Day. August 20th is National Radio Day. So, some radio questions. Radio number 1. The CBS radio dramatization of what story panicked many listeners on October 30th, 1938? So when this story was broadcast on CBS on October 30th, 1938, people freaked out. What story is it? Waving while people take photos. Hazard of the job. All right, radio question number 2. Once Truck Boy is finished being Truck Boy. All right, radio question number 2. What do the letters K, H, Z on the AM radio dial mean? On your AM radio dial, for those of you who still have such a thing, what do the letters K, H, Z mean? KHZ on an AM radio dial. What are those letters? Radio question number 3. This early evening current affairs show on the CBC started in 1968. It's been hosted over the years by Barbara Frum, Michael Enright, Mary Lou Finlay, and Carol Off. What is that CBC show called? Looking for the name of an early evening current affairs show from the CBC that started in 1968. It's been hosted over the years by Barbara Frum, Michael Enright, Mary Lou Finlay, and Carol Off. What is the name of that CBC radio show?
You have 6. What's going on?
I miss the audience heckling, especially when they heckle each other. All right, question number 4 for radio. What is the motto of the Vinyl Cafe, the world's smallest record store? What is the motto of the Vinyl Cafe, the world's smallest record store? All right, and our final radio question. What do the letters AM and FM stand for? It's a 2-point question. Get a point for each of those. What do the letters AM and FM stand for in radio land? All right, and for anyone who would like repeats, let me know which numbers. Again, in the chat, tell me which number of radio question you would like repeated if there are ones that you would like to hear again. And if you're on the patio, hanging out here on 3rd Avenue in the wind with me, give me a wave and tell me which question you would like to hear again. Are we good for radio questions? You all know your radio stuff, you're good to go? Awesome. All right, so that then is the end of section 2. There's a 3rd section to come. It may be full dark by then. We'll see how that goes with the lighting. It's not too bad out here. Not too bad. But yes, hit the submit at the bottom. Once you've hit the submit, a little pop-up should happen that has link to section 3, ooh, gale force, which you will need for answering the questions in section 3. I'll give you all a couple minutes and then I will start adding up things from the spreadsheet. So if you're done, hit submit as soon as you can. and I will be back soon. Enjoy the wind.
Oh yeah, I got your. I bet yeah. Wait.
I didn't even.
Very good. Excellent. Yes.
Quicker than me for this show. It's very noisy.
I told you. I did do it. I said my friend from the Now they're in Calgary.
Yeah, and then like we
Girl, what is she doing?
Oh, I remember one. You'd like to forget Monday.
Also, I need what was the other Well, I thought it
I know. Yeah, but on my side was every year.
All right, folks, we are back for almost round 3, which means it's time for scores from rounds 1 and 2 added together. Thank you for not scoring large numbers because that just makes me harder. All right. Oh, and yes, answers. I realized as I was marking I hadn't told you the answers. So let's play catch up. Let's play catch up on some answers before we go into round 3 and before I tell you what your scores are, because that just seems like more fun for me. All right, so correct answers for the first 2 rounds, just so you know, this is a lifelong learning sort of program. At least that's what I put in the outcome-based program plan. So lifelong learning, hopefully you guys learn something even if you get the answers wrong, and that's where the correct answers come in. For the first round, question number 1, the word mosquito in Spanish means little fly, little fly. Question number 2, Sylvester McCoy was the 7th Doctor of Doctor Who. Question number 3, David Williams created Little Britain with Matt Lucas. Number 4, the official flower for both Lethbridge and the city of August and the city of Lethbridge is the gladiolus. Glads are official flower. August question number 5, National Potato Day was yesterday. We all know this. The humble potato was first cultivated in Peru, and much celebrating occurred on the patio. Owls, number 1. Pliny the Elder and most people back in 77 CE saw owls as a bad omen. Owls were bad news. Owls question number 2. A group of owls is a parliament of owls. Number 3, Merlin's pet owl in The Sword and the Stone was Archimedes. Number 4, all owl eggs are white. Owls lay white eggs, just like white chickens. I don't know if that's true or just remember. Owl question number 5, the language learning app Duolingo. Duolingo has an owl as its mascot. On to pandemic food trends. Sourdough starter in French is known as a levain. Levain, L-E-V-A-I-N. The legume or dry bean in Hoppin' John is black-eyed peas. The whipped coffee is known as a Dalgona coffee. The fancy banana dish that is bananas, ice cream, dark rum, and fire is Bananas Foster. Bananas Foster. Let's see, the Italian bread made with lots of olive oil is focaccia. Focaccia. On to section 2 answers. Famous movie quotes. There's no crying in baseball. A League of Their Own. What we've got here is a failure to communicate. Cool Hand Luke. Number 3, of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, She Walks Into Mine was from Casablanca. Most of you got that right. You don't have to celebrate that hard. Question number 4, I feel the need for speed was not Talladega Nights, it was Top Gun. Number 5, Carpe Diem, seize the day, boys. Make your lives, my questions are blowing away. Make your lives extraordinary. Dead Poet Society, of course. Stars and whatnot. The big star in Ursa Minor is Polaris, or the North Star. Number 2, the brightest star in our night sky. No, that just makes it worse. Brightest star in our night sky is the Dog Star, or Sirius. Ooh, feels like Black Hawk's gonna blow away. Number 3, Canis Major and Canis Minor follow Orion around the sky like little pets, or big pets, as the case may be. Number 4, the 5 major stars of Cassiopeia look like either an M or a W, depending on which way. That was worth just 1 point. The constellation within Taurus is the Pleiades. The Pleiades. The other name for that is the Seven Sisters, which is also a name of a group of colleges in the US. All right, radio now. Radio question 1. The dramatization of the War of the Worlds freaked everybody out. Number 2, KHZ on the AM dial means kilohertz. Number 3, the CBC current affairs show is As It Happens. and I like still have this theme song in my head right now. I feel like the owl behind me is going to take off. Number 4, the model of the vinyl cafe is, we may not be big, but we're small. And AM and FM, this was a 2-pointer. AM is amplitude modulation, and FM is frequency modulation. Amplitude and frequency modulation. All right, so those were the answers for the first 2 rounds, giving you an idea perhaps of how well you did. So cumulative scores for rounds 1 and 2. Let's go bottom to top again. With 14 points, we have the Cunning Stunts and Know Nothing. 15 points to the Dogs. 17 to the Window Washers, the Barley Mowats, Every Day We Be Mugglin', and the Quizzly Bears. 19 points to, I just have you down as 1, I can't remember because I don't have the spreadsheet up anymore. 19 points to somebody with the word 1 in their name. It's all shorthand scribbles. And in 20 points, a whole bunch of you, three-way tie for the lead still. Better to quiz than to receive. You're a quizzard Harry and nerds of a feather. So those are our scores going into the final 3rd round. I believe the form for this one again is green. I feel like my papers are going to take off into the wind and somebody is going to have to chase them down 3rd Avenue. I mean, I did wear flat shoes instead of heels, but I don't want to have to run. Okay, on to round 3. Hopefully I'll have the right form up. And we're going to start with some book questions because this is a library program. Not a pub, but a library program. All right, so lots of books this year have been made into movies and TV shows. Not all of them obviously made it quite to the big screen. Most of them are on various streaming services. I think the 5 that I chose are at this point all out there in the world in some format or another. They're not, waiting to go out. So I'm going to give you the description of the movie/book. You're going to give me the book title. The book title. Actually, I think it's the same. No, let me double check. I have to check questions 4 and 5 to see if I want the book or the movie. I think they're all the same, but actually I'm going to say the show/book. There's show/movie title is actually the answer I want, just to be safe. So the title of this show/movie, based off of the, all of them based off of books, and I'm going to give you the descriptions. So number 1. An orphan is sent to live with her uncle on his remote country estate in the Yorkshire moors, where she discovers a magical garden on his property. Name that book/movie. An orphan is sent to live with her uncle on his remote country estate in the Yorkshire moors, where she discovers a magical garden on his property. All right, movie/book number 2. A 12-year-old genius descended from a long line of criminal masterminds faces off against a powerful underground fairy who may be responsible for his dad's disappearance. A 12-year-old genius descended from a long line of criminal masterminds faces off against powerful underground fairies who may be responsible for his dad's disappearance. Book/movie number 3. A group of mercenaries, all centuries-old immortals with the ability to heal themselves, discover someone is onto their secret and they must fight to protect their freedom. A group of mercenaries, all centuries-old immortals with the ability to heal themselves, discover someone is onto their secret and they must fight to protect their freedom. Number 4. Stephanie Patrick veers down a path of self-destruction after a tragic plane crash kills her family. When she discovers it wasn't an accident, she turns to a former CIA operative who can help her find the culprits. Stephanie Patrick veers down a path of self-destruction after a tragic plane crash kills her family. When she discovers it wasn't an accident, she turns to a former CIA operative who can help her find the culprits. Number 5. When she helps her father broker an arms deal, a reporter becomes involved in the story she's trying to break. When she helps her father broker an arms deal, a reporter becomes involved in the story she's trying to break. All right, any book/movie repeats? Number 4. It's definitely a bit windy, so if you didn't hear something, just let me know. Number 4. Stephanie Patrick veers down a path of self-destruction after a tragic plane crash kills her family. When Stephanie discovers it wasn't an accident, she turns to a former CIA operative who can help her find the culprits. It's a movie, and before that it was a book. That's your hint. Mm-hmm. I specialize in hints that don't actually help anybody. As a trivia master, as a librarian, I do actually help people, just not on trivia nights. All right, any repeats? 2, 3, and 5. All right. So number two for books into movies. A 12-year-old genius descended from a long line of criminal masterminds faces off against powerful underground fairies who may be responsible for his dad's disappearance. Number 3, a group of mercenaries, all centuries-old immortals with the ability to heal themselves, discover someone is onto their secret and they must fight to protect their freedom. And on to number 5, which is on the next page. When she helps her father broker an arms deal, a reporter becomes involved in the story she's trying to break. That's number 5. All right. So like I said earlier, we can't do, musical categories because I'm pretty sure the YouTube copyright bots would shut us down and that would be sad. I've had that happen once on an Instagram video and it's just embarrassing for everybody. All right, so instead, we're gonna do music category without playing music. So for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a description of a Canadian band. This is also our CanCon for the evening. I'm going to give you a description of a Canadian band, and you are hopefully going to name that Canadian band. Spoiler, they're all a little classic. They're classic on the Canadian bands here. Oh, and a request for number 5, the previous one again. Number 5 from Books to Movies again. When she helps her father broker an arms deal, a reporter becomes involved in the story she's trying to break. That was number 5 from the previous category. All right, and from there, let us go to Canadian music question number 1. Name that band. This band is an all-Canadian trio that came together in 1969 with the only personnel change coming in 1974 when they signed on a new drummer. 2 of the 3 members play under different monikers than their birth names. What Canadian band is that? An all-Canadian trio that started out in 1969, switching drummers in 1974, and going on to become supremely popular. I think we had a whole category about these folks one time, which is not much of a hint because Wise Owl's Pub Quiz has been going since fall of 2012. So a lot of questions that would have happened in that time. Canadian band number 2. Formed in Abbotsford, BC, this Canadian pop punk band took their name from a town that was for sale for the price of $346 $346,000. Although the sale of the town to the band fell through, a rumor remained that their name came from a street in the town of Abbotsford. Which group is this? A Canadian pop-punk band that took their name from a tiny town that was for sale in BC. They're originally from Abbotsford, British Columbia. All right, Canadian band number 3. This Winnipeg band is probably best known for Superman's song and the singer who performs it with a deep, rich baritone voice. This Winnipeg band is probably best known for Superman's song and the singer who performs it with a rich, deep baritone voice. All right, where are we at? Number 4 in Canadian music. Band number 4. This band is well known in Canada, but unfortunately barely reached a level of obscurity internationally. Known for 10 top 100 Canadian chart singles that include Who Knows How to Make Love Stay and Too Bad. What band took a 5-year hiatus after the death of their lead singer in 2004? So we're looking for a band that never really made it internationally, but had 10 top 100 Canadian chart singles, including Who Knows How to Make Love Stay and Too Bad. They took a hiatus in 2004 after the death of their lead singer. All right, and band number 5. Paper's blowing away. Band number 5. Formed in 1969, this Halifax group can brag about releasing 40 albums as well as 34 singles. Their lead singer, Miles Goodwin, sings popular hits such as Ooh What a Night and The Whole World's Going Crazy. Which band is this? We're looking for a Halifax band that was formed in 1969, has released 40 albums and 34 singles. Their lead singer's name is Miles Goodwin, and he sings such hits as Ooh What a Night and The Whole World's Going Crazy. Number 4, repeat for number 4 requested. If you have any other repeated question, 2 and 4. If you need to hear any others, let me know in the comments. Number 2, we are looking for the band that was formed in Abbotsford, British Columbia. It's a Canadian pop-punk band, and the rumor is they took their name from a tiny town that was for sale in BC for $346,000. They didn't actually manage to buy the town, but they kept the name for their band. Number 4, we're looking for a well-known Canadian band, but they didn't really make it in the rest of the world. They are known for 10 top 100 Canadian chart singles, including Who Knows How to Make Love Stay and Too Bad. Any other Canadian band repeats? We did? All right, we're good. So that brings us to the final set of questions for tonight, which is always a general knowledge category. Here we go. General knowledge question number 1. What form of entertainment is also known as the Devil's Picture Book? What form of entertainment was also known as the Devil's Picture Book? General knowledge question number 2. What is the name for the dot on top of an I or a J? A lowercase I or J. What is that little dot on a lowercase I or J called? All right, number 3 is our obligatory sports question. There's always one. Sometimes there's more, but there's always at least one. So obligatory sports question, aka general knowledge number 3. Which National Football League quarterback was nicknamed Broadway Joe? Which National Football League quarterback, which NFL quarterback was nicknamed Broadway Joe? Question number 4 in general knowledge. According to legend, which plant screams when its roots are dug up? According to legend, which plant screams when you dig up its roots? And number 5, no longer found within its borders, what animal is on the state flag of California? Number 5, although it is no longer found in that state, what animal is on the flag of California? All right. The general knowledge questions are always a little shorter, but would you like to hear any of them repeated? Number 2 for general knowledge, back one page. What is the name for the dot on top of a lowercase I or J? What is the name for that little dot? All right. And with that, it looks like we are done with repeats. We are done with questions for this test experimentational round of the Wise Owls pub quiz here on formerly sunny, now, dark and starry 3rd Avenue stage of the Owl Acoustic Lounge. So hit that submit button once your answers are in. I'll give you a minute or 2, and then I will let you guys know your scores and our ultimate Thursday night winners. Enjoy the wind and the blustery owl.
You made a brat?
He did think where he tried to take off his mask. And then as soon as he saw you, he sat down and waved his tail. I
All right, I'm back with answers and then scores, final scores, and winners. Top 3 scoring teams get, extra hand claps or something from stage. Okay, so answers starting with books to movies. The one about the orphan who goes to live in the Yorkshire Moors is The Secret Garden. The one about the 12-year-old genius is Artemis Fowl. The one about the mercenaries is The Old Guard. The one about Stephanie Patrick is The Rhythm Section. The one about the arms deal is The Last Thing He Wanted. All right, on to Canadian music. The trio that was founded in 1969 is Rush. The Abbotsford band is Headley. The Winnipeg band is the Crash Test Dummies. The well-known in Canada but nowhere else band is Doug and the Slugs. And the Halifax group with 40 albums is April Wine. All right, and finally, general knowledge. The Devil's Playbook is a deck of cards. Deck of cards or a deck of tarot cards, either one I would have accepted. The dot on top of an I or a J is called a tittle. Yeah, that's why I asked that question, because it's funny. It's fun to say, a tittle. Number 3, obligatory sports question. Broadway Joe is Joe Namath. Number 4, the screaming plant is a mandrake. Number 5, the state flag of California features a grizzly bear. I also accepted various other types of bear because it's on a flag. It could be. All right, so those were the answers, which means there's the cheat sheet. It's time for scores, very scribbly scores. So again, starting at the bottom, going upwards. 17 points to Know Nothings. The 21 points to the dogs, who actually have dogs with them because they're on the patio. So, that's almost worth a bonus point. One of the dogs' names is Walter. It's a good dog name. There's 2 little dogs and a big dog. It's very cute. All right. So shout out to the dogs because dogs. 23 points to Every Day We Be Muglin and the Cunning Stunts. 24 points to the Quizzly Bears. 25 points to the window washers down this road. Or down the street, I can't remember again, shorthand. Which means we have a tie for 3rd place. Tied in 3rd place. Yeah, there's no prizes, so there can be ties this time around. Tied in 3rd place, we have the Barley Mowats and Better to Quiz Than to Receive with 26 points each. With 28 points each, we also have a tie for 2nd, which is between One is the Loneliest Number and Nerds of a Feather. There's only one team in 1st place with 30 points. You're a quizzard, Harry. Yes. Congratulations to You're a Quizzard, Harry, for all the brains. Well done. Very proud of everybody. very thankful to all of you who either came out to play or tuned in from home. Again, this was kind of a test run to see if it would work. I feel like it did work. But if you have comments, suggestions, anything like that, toss your comments and questions into the comment feed. I'm not sure, actually, you know what? I'm not sure if the live chat will be available with the video afterwards. So if you have comments or questions or anything like that for the theoretical September and onwards versions of the Wise Owls Pub Quiz via virtual delivery, fire an email to page.mcgeorge@lethlib.ca, which is in the comment stream, or get in touch with us via Facebook, Instagram, possibly through our YouTube channel. That might be possible. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you have thoughts or suggestions. And yeah, I'll see you on September something. The third Thursday of September. I hopefully will be back here at the Owl Acoustic Lounge doing virtually transmitted trivia. And for those of you who are looking for more trivia in your lives, if you haven't already, take a gander at our Instagram channel, which is again @lethlib on Instagram. @lethlib on Instagram. Now that I don't have to speak as quickly, I can type. Find us on Instagram @lethlib, or again, just search on Instagram for Lethbridge Public Library. We're there, or I'm there every Thursday night at 9 p.m. on Instagram, except for the nights when I'm here, doing mini trivia, which is even more chaotic than this, if you can imagine such a thing. Thank you to, the folks in the audience who just gave me the Kid Street clap. That was exciting.
Exactly what that
It was a delightful flashback to childhood. All right, thank you guys all for coming, and I will see you at some point in the future in some way. Peace.